All right, guys. Well, obviously we got the news of Nick Sirianni being the new Philadelphia Eagles head coach, which I'm actually really happy about. But here's the thing that's bothering me. And I didn't make a video on this a couple days ago. I've mentioned it in some live streams, other people's live streams. Shout out to Philly, the podcast. And I did it on my backup channel as well. Now, this is what I was afraid this was going to be. Ian Rappaport tweets out, Eagles conducted wide range of search, but the focus was always on fixing the QB position. They are now working to hire Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni to make that happen. This hiring is solely based on fixing Carson Wentz, which, you know what? It just can't be like that. Okay, this is where I have a problem because our whole team needs work. Besides Carson Wentz, it's not all about him. Obviously, just from this, the Eagles, Carson Wentz is going to be the starting quarterback next year. That's definite. Obviously, if he doesn't play well, he'll be gone, or he'll just be another backup next year to Jalen Hurts, or whatever they're doing with Jalen Hurts is a whole nother story, a whole nother thing. But the main focus was fixing the QB position, the QB situation, not position, situation. This is where I'm having an issue right now because this whole team, it's like if you can't draft and you can't trade and you can't sign free agents and you can't, and all you can do is restructure money and cut, you know what I mean? If that's all you could do, this is not going to work. Okay, I'm excited about this. I think Nick Sirianni has a ton of influence. He's going to have a ton of influence with this team. Take this under his own arm and do his thing. But basing the whole hire off of fixing Carson Wentz is a no-no. Because if you just say you fix Carson Wentz next year, but the rest of our team plays horrible, then you just created another problem. Okay, this is going to could create a problem. Not saying it's guaranteed to create a problem, but you're mainly focusing. And now this is what I was afraid this was going to happen. I said this the other day. I said this a few days ago on live streams. I said that I don't want them to mainly focus this on fixing Carson Wentz. And it really turns my stomach that that's probably the reason why. Obviously, Jeffrey Lurie wasn't lying when he said that he thinks Carson's still elite. He had a bad year. Not just a down year. It was a beyond bad year. An embarrassing year for a quarterback that gets paid that much money, okay, to really conduct himself the way he has. Whatever he did this offseason, whatever he was doing, obviously did not work. And obviously, before I blame Carson, Doug, and defense, and Schwartz, and everybody that's been around, I'm blaming the front office for drafting that QB in the second round. But the other take of it is they didn't really set up Carson the way they should have. They didn't have a run game. Carson wasn't prepared this year, and obviously, there was just more problems than just Carson Wentz. So, obviously, I'm not putting all the blame on him, and I haven't put all the blame on him. But if they expect Carson to be back this year in 2021 on a comeback revenge tour, which it's hard for me to believe right now, but to conduct a head coaching search, why'd you waste your time searching for candidates that were defensive coordinators that could fix QBs? If it was mainly to focus on the QB situation, now I know they had to go search for coaches and they just had to do that. It's their job to do that. It is what it is. Okay? But to make it to the obvious reason I thought that was going to happen, they obviously want to hire a coach that was good with QBs. Because honestly, Nick Sirianni did a really good job of Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers obviously needed to leave LA Chargers. I think he needed to go to a new, obviously a new surroundings, new coach, just new everything. Okay, and wow, it didn't take long for him to really play really well. Okay, I think Nick Sirianni could change this offense. I think he knows how to use players to their strengths to win football games. The biggest thing about Nick Sirianni is he can actually scheme really well against other teams. But this makes me really nervous because they really just maybe I'm just making a big deal out of it. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Maybe I'm just saying, obviously they're not just going to make it the main purpose of him being hired, but obviously it's definitely going to be a plus having Nick Sirianni here to fix Carson Wentz. Okay. Press Taylor needs to leave. He needs to, obviously there's a staff coming to Philadelphia. Obviously he's going to hire his own staff. So we're going to find out who his staff is. And if Press Taylor is out of the bunch, then hey, I'll be happy with that. Need to get him out of here. Need new blood in that QB room. And obviously, Nick Sirianni worked with QBs and wide receivers under Frank Reich when they were on the Chargers at the time. Okay, and then obviously 2018 rolled by, and Frank appointed Frank Reich appointed Josh Sirianni, Nick Sirianni, to come in there and do a really be the OC for the team. So after McDaniels, obviously backed out before when he was supposed to go there, and that was pretty much a character thing, and really burned his bridges with the Colts after that. To sorely base this on the QB position, I don't like it, but maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I just want to put this video out there because this is what I was thinking the past week. I was saying to myself, I really hope they don't just hire somebody that's good with QBs but can't coach the rest of the team. But with Nick Sirianni, I'm more comfortable. Like I said, players want to play for him, and trust me, he is flipped out at practice. He knows when players aren't trying. He knows what players are going to work and what players are not going to work. So really it's going to come down to how much say he's going to have with the QB position and this roster. Okay, how much is he going to have say with the draft, free agency, obviously scouting for players? How much say he's going to have in general? Because this head coach, guys, we could be happy about it. At the same time, yes, I'm very excited. Okay, I'm very excited about it. But if you don't draft well and you don't trade well and you can't, and all you can do is move money around, restructure contracts, then this is not going to work out as the way we planned it to be. Okay, it's not going to work out the way we've planned it. So that's why I can't really take this and say, oh, this is bad, but it makes me nervous just because they wanted to bring in a guy to be the head coach that's good with quarterbacks, and they think that Carson Wentz can be fixed. And I really hope they're right. I hope that he can be fixed next year. I'm hoping that we have a normal offseason next year where these guys have more grass time, rookie minicamp, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, everything. And 4 preseason games would be nice. You know what I mean? So I think it's only 3 preseason games now. I'm not really sure, but you guys can understand why I'm frustrated that basing this off of fixing Carson Wentz. We hired this coach to fix Carson Wentz, but I hope to God they're not going to ignore the rest of the team. And just because even if Carson Wentz plays lights out next year, if our defense can't play and the rest of our players on offense and we're not drafting the right guys and we don't have the right people, like Carson could look good and he could look bad because of some of these receivers as well. So if you make sure that Carson looks good next year this year in 2021, you better hope that you have the right guys on the field and you better be using them the right way. And I think Nick Sirianni can do that, but obviously who's got the say in the draft? Who's got the say in all that? And if it's just Howie Roseman, he needs help doing it. So that's really all I got to say. As long as they're not making this hire just based on fixing Carson, and that's the only reason why. So this is what I'm saying. Carson Wentz is going to be a starting quarterback this year, and I'm hoping to God that he looks different, and hopefully Nick Sirianni could turn this offense around, and they could draft the right guy this year and do some good things in this offense. I thought our offense in 2020 could have rose to a whole nother level. I thought our offense this year could have been so much more better. Okay, we had a lot more ceiling to cover, but we didn't really explore those areas because we had a quarterback that just was in his own head, a head coach that had predictable play calling, an owner and a general manager that really are untouchable. Can't draft, and all you can do is restructure contracts and bring in old players from our one and only Super Bowl. Okay? That's the problem I'm having. But very happy about this signing. New head coach in Nick Sirianni. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that this isn't the main reason why. I know it's one of the reasons, and it is one of the main reasons because your quarterback position is the most important. You know, it's the most important position on the field. Okay, and gonna have to see. Obviously, it's gonna be very exciting to see Nick Sirianni coaching these guys up and seeing what he's doing with this offense. And I'm excited for it. I just hope that it's not solely based on just fixing Carson because we have so many more problems than that as of right now. But that's all I really got to say, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up, file side. Peace out, guys. Peace.